welcome along to another video. Today is Saturday the 24th of October 2020, and in today's video I'm going to look ahead and preview day number 2 of PDC European Tour 4, or to give its more official name, the International Darts Open, which is taking place in Riesa this weekend. Day number 2 sees the last 32 take place. 16 seeds join the fray to join 16 winners from the Friday's action from the last 48. So let's talk about the afternoon session as 8 matches, and that will start at 12 noon UK time and 1 PM local time. The first match will see 12th seed Jamie Hughes take on Steve West. Now Steve West in the last 48 beat Tony Alcinas by 6 legs to 3. Steve West was impressive with his grouping in this game around the treble 20, and he takes on Jamie Hughes, who's been inconsistent. He lost a 5-0 lead last week to Mensur Suljovic in European Tour 3. I think it's a very interesting match because how will Jamie respond from that loss, and how will Steve West do at a place he's done historically well at in Riesa? I think it's got a tight game to open the afternoon up with. I think that Steve West will win this game by 6 legs to 5. The next match sees the 11th seed Adrian Lowe take on Danny Noppert. Now Danny Noppert beat Sebastian Poulet by 6 legs to 1 on Friday afternoon, and he takes on Adrian Lowe. Now Adrian Lowe has had a couple of weeks off after the Grand Prix, having tested positive for the coronavirus, and will be fresh coming into this, but he has lacked match practice the last couple of weeks. Danny Noppert, on the other hand, has been growing with confidence in every tournament. I think it's got a tight game between these two, but I think Danny Noppert, with that match on Friday and playing again on Saturday, will be too much for Adrian Lowe, so I'm going for Danny Noppert to win this game by 6 legs to 3. The next match sees number 14 seed Michael Smith, and he takes on Martin Schindler. Now Martin Schindler came through 6-1 against Titus Kanke on Friday evening. I think that's an interesting match in these two because I think Michael Smith is so close to winning another PDC event, and I think this weekend could be his weekend. I think they'll produce a very, very strong performance against Martin Schindler in this game, and for Michael Smith to win this game by 6 legs to 2. The next match sees the 10th seed Joe Cullen take on Robert Marijanovic. The Robert Marijanovic was very, very good in his opening game, but his opponent just didn't show up, and it was really disappointing. It was really sad to see Jamie Lewis underperforming. He looked a beaten man even walking up onto stage, and I wish him well both on and off the hockey in the future, does Jamie Lewis. Robert Marijanovic done the job but got the 6-0 win, and if he produces that form against Joe Cullen, this will be a very interesting game. But can he, in a close game, keep up that high level of performance? Can Robert? Joe Cullen, on the other hand, is either excellent on the European Tour or he's mediocre. There's no middle gear for Joe Cullen. I think that Joe Cullen will win this game by 6 legs to 3 over Robert Marijanovic. The next game sees a 6th seed Daryl Gurney, and he takes on Scott Baker. Now Scott Baker beat Mikael Unterbuchner by 6 legs to 4. Scott was very strong on throw in this game. He held throw 5 times, and in the 10th leg he broke throw, but other than that he looked very weak against throw. Daryl Gurney, he was disappointed losing to Mike Kuyvenhoven last Saturday by 6 legs to 5. It was a very scrappy game, and neither played really well in that, so you'll want to turn that about this week, and I think he will do so against Scott Baker. I think the pace will really suit Daryl Gurney, that quick pace game. He can really get in a rhythm, and I think that Daryl Gurney will win this game by 6 legs to 1 over Scott Baker. The next match sees the number 7 seed Dave Chisnall, and he takes on Ron Meulenkamp. The Ron Meulenkamp on Friday afternoon beat Michael Rosenauer by 6 legs to 2. Neither were at their best. It was a job done performance from Ron Meulenkamp. And he's on Dave Chisnall. Dave Chisnall is either outstanding or again he's been mediocre. There's been either times when he's been the best average in a session or the worst average in a session. There's been no general in between from Dave Chisnall. It's either 100 average or 80 average. There's no 90 average games from Dave Chisnall in recent times. I think it's a very interesting game. I think it's 11 legs, but I think Dave Chisnall edged this game by 6 legs to 5. The penultimate game of the afternoon session sees James Wade, the number 8 seed, take on Andreas Harrysson. Now he beat Benito van der Pas by 6 legs to 3 on Friday. It's an interesting game because Benito was very strange. His darts were kicking across the right far too much, and he was trying too hard to try and get the result, but Andreas just stayed cool and calm and didn't let the pressure get to him, and he won the game by 6 legs to 3. However, he'll have to up his average by 10 to 15 points if he's to compete with James Wade in this game. James Wade was very impressive in his opening round 1 last weekend, averaged 101. I think we'll see that James Wade again play in Risa this weekend, and I'm going for James Wade to win this game by 6 legs to 4. The last game of the afternoon session sees Rob Cross, number 13 seed, take on Franz Roetsch. Now, Franz Roetsch beat Brendan Dolan by 6 legs to 4. I completely forgot who Franz was in yesterday's video, but Franz has been really good on his 2 European Tour performances we've seen. The first performance, he put on a finishing masterclass and only got beat 6-5 by Jeff Smith. Again, against Brendan Dolan, he was very competent on the big stage. And taking on Rob Cross has been gradually getting a little bit into form. The throw's a little bit more consistent, and I think it's an interesting one because Fabio got into this game full of confidence. He doesn't fear anyone in the PDC. I think it's a tight game, but I think Rob Cross will win this game by 6 legs to 5. So now let's move on to the evening session, which is 8 matches and starts at 6 PM UK time, which is 7 PM local time. And it's the 4th seed Krzysztof Ratajski kick off the evening's action, and he takes on Martijn Kleermaker. He was lucky to come through his last 48 game. Harrysson Balig missed 7 match starts in that game, but Martijn got across the line by 6 legs to 5 in the end. He was very disappointing last week in his first round game, was Martijn, but then kicked it up in the second round game. I expect Martijn to do similar this weekend. Krzysztof Ratajski got beat off of Martijn last weekend, and that's an interesting one because Krzysztof, I think, is the type of person who wants to play someone that's beat him the week before again to get revenge. And I think Krzysztof Ratajski will get revenge this time by 6 legs to 2 over Martijn Kleermaker. I think it was a great performance by Krzysztof Ratajski, averaging about that 100 mark. The next game sees a 16th seed Stephen Bunting. He takes on Andy Hamilton. Andy Hamilton won by 6 legs to 2 against Simon Heinze. It wasn't the greatest games, but Andy got the job done. And taking on Stephen Bunting, I think it's a different challenge for him. A challenge that he'll know because he knows about Stephen Bunting compared to his first round opponent. I think it's a really interesting one. I think Stephen Bunting will be too strong. Stephen Bunting's been very strong in recent times. He has missed out the last couple of weeks because he has suffered a positive coronavirus test at the World Grand Prix. So he hasn't played competitively in a couple of weeks, but I think he'll be raring to go. I think he'll give a great performance in this game, winning it by 6 legs to 3 over Andy Hamilton. The next game sees the number 9 seed Nathan Aspinall, and he takes on Jason Lowe. Now, Jason Lowe edged a thriller against Scott Marsh by 6 legs to 5 to open up Friday's action. It's a real good game. And if he plays like that against Nathan Aspinall's really up against it because he'll have to produce his A+ game to beat Jason Lowe. I think it's a real interesting one. And I think that Jason Lowe might edge us by 6 legs to 4 over Nathan Aspinall. The next match sees the 5th seed Mensur Suljovic take on Gabriel Clemens. Now, Gabriel Clemens beat Philip Hegeman by 6 legs to 1. It was another decent performance on a Friday from Gabriel Clemens, but he hasn't reached a Sunday on a European tour yet, and that's a real stage to get over. Because if you keep losing the stats in European tours, it gets into your mind. And Mensur Suljovic was excellent last weekend, especially in his first game. He then carried on to the Sunday a little bit when he came back from 5-0 down against Jamie Hughes, and that was an excellent performance. What I think is going to happen in this game, I think it's going to be a very tight game, but I think Mensur Suljovic will edge this game by 6 legs to 5. The next game sees the number 1 seed Michael van Gerwen take on Madars Razma. The Madars Razma beat Kai van Loon by 6 legs to 4. Madars Razma in recent times has been outstanding in that treble 19. In fact, I think he's just playing up consistently. If he did do so, he would average about 100 in every game he plays. And he takes on Michael van Gerwen again. Michael van Gerwen will not want to go through a European Tour season not picking up a title, even though the season's shortened down to just 4 events. I think Michael van Gerwen will win this game quite easily by 6 legs to 0 over Madars Razma. The next game sees number 2 seed Gerwyn Price, and he takes on Ross Smith. Now, Ross Smith was the pick of the performances on the opening day. He averaged 112.86 and a 6-1 win over Mario van den Boogaard. It was an impressive performance all round from Ross Smith. He took his home tour 2 form into the European Tour, and it was outstanding. Mario just couldn't put up with it. And he takes on Gerwyn Price, and if Ross Smith produces that performance again. Gerwyn Price is in big trouble, but Gerwyn Price is in the form of his life just now, and I think that he's one of the only players in the world that could cope with that performance from Ross Smith if he produces it again. I think that Gerwyn Price will win a very, very close game in this game by 6 legs to 5 over Ross Smith. The penultimate game of the evening sees number 15 seed Jose de Sousa take on Max Hopp. Now Max Hopp beat Jelle Klaassen on Friday evening by 6 legs to 1. It was a comprehensive performance by Max Hopp. It was clinical. He got the darts group closer together than we've seen in recent times. And he takes on Jose de Sousa. Now Jose de Sousa won European Tour 3 and he'll be full of confidence going into this event. He's now got that confidence of winning on the stage in the PDC. I think that Jose de Sousa will have too much for Max Hopp in this game, and I'm going for a 6 legs to 3 win for Jose de Sousa. The last game of the evening sees Ian White, number 3 seed, take on Jesus Nogueira. Now Jesus Nogueira surprisingly beat Mike Kovalainen by 6 legs to 0 in the last game on Friday evening. He'll have to up his game against Ian White if he's got to compete, because Ian White has that performance in him, especially in the day number 1 that he plays in the last 32, being a seeded player. I think Ian White will be too strong in this game. I think Ian White will win this game by 6 legs to 2. So that's me came to the end of the night's action. And if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up on the video and a comment in the comment section below. And until tomorrow, I preview day number 3 of the PDC European Tour 4. I will see you then. Goodbye.